Okay, I'm here at Pick Apart. Here's my Camaro parts car, 94, beautiful. Okay, this car is still pretty much intact. Actually, I might take this boot, it looks in better shape than the one I have. And it has the throttle cable and the cruise control cable. So I get a chance to measure this up and see if this is going to work for my Pontiac. This boot is not in that great a shape, so I don't think I'm going to be taking that, but I will be taking the accelerator cable. Just got to unhook it from the inside, and this is quite a good find, and I found looks like a brand new alternator or a rebuilt one on this car, and I noticed my one is not in that great a shape, so I'm going to take this alternator as well. Okay, I think it's worth grabbing this accelerator cable, and we'll just go back to the Pontiac, see if I can use this to modify to the 57. Well, I'm glad there's still a few of these out there. I did pick up this hose. I might take this as well. Looks better than what I have right now for the power steering. Anyway, good to see a lot of these Pontiacs still coming in. I can grab parts as I need them. Okay, everybody shopping. Plenty of deals to be had out here. Okay, back at the Pontiac today. I'm going to try and do some more on this linkage cable for the accelerator. Okay, this is my score from the junkyard the other day. I got this alternator as a backup, as the other one, you know, looks original, but this one, hey, for the price, it was good for a backup. It looks rebuilt. I got this one, this piece of wire here, and plug. It's going to go right there. I'm going to use it for the low water or low coolant sensor and run it to a light on the dash. This hose here, to modify this hose right here off the bottle for the power steering, and it goes to like this pipe down here. So I picked up this hose, which is the right size, and I'm going to fit that there. And the important thing here that I went to the junkyard for was this accelerator cable. So here we go. We're going to mock this up to the bracket here, cable, do a measurement, run it back to this area back here from the 57 Pontiac linkage, and see what we can do to match it up and make it work. So we've got a few things going here at the moment. Also, I got to finish mounting the bracket for the linkage for the Pontiac back onto the firewall. Drill some holes in the firewall and bolt that bracket, which will support the 57 Pontiac linkage to the back here. So I have this hose, this line that goes from here to the power steering pump. So the fluid, this is where the fluid goes down into the pump for it to be compressed. Okay. The oil feed to the power steering pump from the reservoir is done. So this plug here was a good find, and it's got the couple of wires which will come out of this low coolant sensor right here. So that's the start of the wiring, which will wire up to a light inside on the dash for low coolant if it ever happens. So I thought I'd take advantage of that sensor that's there on this new radiator. Okay, digging through some of the old parts for my car, I found this original 57 Pontiac throttle rod, which went from this linkage right here. So basically I'm going to probably use that somehow to ride like this, and then I will modify it in the middle here to join somehow the end of the cable. So that's what you'll see me working on in the near future. Over here, works good, snapped into place, works brilliant. As you can see, the cable works great. Another reason I'm using this old linkage, or the end of it here, because it'll snap into the original Pontiac linkage, and then we've got adjustment on the rod to fine tune it when it's all said and done. So I may be over-engineering this little throttle linkage to connect to the cable, but basically I'm going to bend up a piece of metal like this, bore a hole here, which will accept part of the 57 Pontiac linkage that I'm going to cut, and on this end I'm going to slot it, and then countersink a hole from the back side here where the cable. measure it down 5 inches, and I'm going to have to drill these from the inside. Okay, found bolts, nuts, everything ready. I'm going to bolt this baby in, and hopefully my measurements were precise and it bolts in. Okay, all bolted in, pedal works, I got it as level as I can and looks close to factory as I can. So that's it. Okay, back at the 57. I haven't given up on this idea to use this old Honda splash shield for a stop there, to stop the air rushing through over the top of the radiator. So I'm going to cut this and see where we go from there, see if it's feasible. If not, we'll go back to the other plan, using metal. We shall see. Yeah, here we have the piece. I've just trimmed it up. I'm going to see which way would look best in here. I was thinking something like this, but we shall see. Okay, keeping this simple, just trying it out. Going to use 2 of these clips, one on either end, to hold it into place. You can see there's one right there. It's already in place, holding the plastic cover. So we'll just try this for now. It's probably going to be temporary, and I'll sort something out later. Okay, there she is in place. Doesn't look half bad. I know I still have more holes like here, but I'm going to roll with this at the moment, and I'll have a bit more of a think about it. But the majority of the air is going to be forced through the cooling fins to cool the radiator. So I think it's a win-win for now. Well, I didn't quite finish on the accelerator, the throttle linkage and the cable, but you know, got pretty close. It's just the pieces in between. The throttle linkage itself on the 57 is ready to go, and the cable end is almost ready to go. And I'm going to concentrate on just making this bracket here, which I'll bend up. And there you go, I'll bend it up like this so the cable will fit in one side like that, and the end from the 57 linkage will bolt into it at this end, so we'll make a junction, you know, for the throttle linkage to the cable. So hopefully something like this will work, but I have to like put a bit more thought into it. And basically, you know, it's going to be cutting the rod right there, and then we'll have the thread which will thread onto the bracket. But once I've figured all this out, I'll probably show it to you in the next video. But anyway, I think we got a lot of footage on this one, trying to piece all these little bits and pieces together. You know, we had a good trip to pick your part. And so anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. And unfortunately, we're going to see a little bit of this and a little bit of that, you know, until all these little things come together. But anyway, thanks for watching, and catch you on the next video. Cheers.